And Bonnie, I wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk you through a little bit of what I see for the potential for the Commons page, and I think this will actually help a little bit with your conversation with Jerome to kind of get a sense of what I was thinking might be really cool or really useful. So I just wanted to kind of give you a sense of what I see in Commons and et cetera. So this is a course. What we're looking at here, I want to just for illustration's sake, I went to an old course that I taught, and this was months and months, maybe years and years ago. And in it, I just added a module, so something like what we had sort of discussed a little bit. And so I did library sample. This is something my students won't see, but this is something we could make for the library Canvas page. And then within it, what we have here is something like we've got a welcome. We could put a welcome video here, which would be something like you or another person over there representing the library to say, hey, this is the library. This is what we can do. Here's, and kind of put a face with everything. And then we could have a section here with the types of resources you offer, because it's listed on the website, which is terrific, absolutely. But what I'm going to show you is that there's some potential to actually embed this into each class, or at least make it possible to embed it for the different classes. So we could have a video or a list of different resources that are available here. We could also put in a section for programs for students. So I know you all do a lot of work with students throughout the course of the semester. So if we had a schedule, I don't know how early you all work, but if you have a number of events that you're planning to host, this would be a great place to put it. And then finally, update. So if there's any changing in programming. So if we had a module like this, it wouldn't take long to build. I think we could do it relatively efficiently in a few hours, really. And then then it would all be sort of collected together. Now, the one catch is they can't be updated after the fact. So it's not the kind of thing that's sort of a running access point where if we wanted to do updates, we'd have to update this and then have faculty update it in their Canvas pages, bring it in each semester. So there are some limitations, but here, when we go back to modules, I want to show you what could happen at that point then. So if we go here, we can share it to Commons, and this will send it over, send it to a page like this. And then at that point, we can say only me or all of Mercer. Of course, in this case, we would say all of Mercer, but for now, I'm just going to put only me because I don't want to confuse anybody out in the Mercerverse. And then here we could say, here are resources for spring 2022. We hope you'll add them to your courses. And then it requires you to choose an image, so I just choose one that looks library-y. And then I'm going to share it here. And then once it's been shared, then what I can do is I go back to Commons here. So I go to my main page to kind of back out of the course that I built it in, so I can show you it's on a different page. Then when we get to Commons, I would personally go to shared, and then I'm here with this. But if we had it on the library page, of course, faculty would be able to go and track that down and find the module just to include in their class. And so at that point, once I go here, I click on this and I find out what's all a part of it, and I see it's got all the pages. The preview will pop up once it's finished processing. And then at that point, I can import it into a specific class. And so once I import it into the class, then I can add it in the list of different items wherever it might go. So for example, here, let me see if I find one that I can put it in. This is the course I built it in. And so go back way far so that I don't have a student who's confused. I'm going to put it in LBST 302 once it's ready. So I got to wait for it to finish importing. And there it is. So it's ready to go. It's ready to be imported. And then I'll go to my LBST 302 fall 2019, and then I'll just import it into the course. So then when I go back, so if I'm a faculty member, so if the library puts it up, what I would do is go to the library page as I'm building my course for the semester, and then I would grab that module, whatever it is for the semester once it's been updated, and then I would import it into my course. Now in the course, what I could do at that point, I need to find that LBST 302. I go to courses, and then I'm going to track it down somewhere in here. It's hiding. They only show you a handful of the courses because they don't want to overwhelm things. I've at this point in my time at Mercer, I've taught Goodness gracious. I mean, just so many. So here it is, LBST Fall 2019. And then when I go to modules here, what you're going to notice is it's already imported it into my modules. And I can move this up and down. I can put it wherever. But basically, if I have a series of modules, I can put this front and center. And then also what I can do in this is I can click here and edit, and I can add prerequisites to make sure that my students follow through. I can add requirements for it. I can also go into each individual one and I can edit it, and I could add assignments tied to it, or I could add requirements, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of potential there. But basically what I'm imagining is if we had a module built that had all of the resources, this could be to really get word out. And then faculty who are teaching, particularly in COPA, who do a lot of work online or in person, or online or hybrid rather, then they could import this into their courses and have students walk through it. This would be especially good for UNIV students or LBST students, the ones who are new to us, but also it would be really helpful. That one part about the updates would be great for those other students who are taking online courses and maybe don't know about some of the great changes and moves that have been made there in the library. So I'm really excited about this as a possibility, and I think Jerome is terrific for talking you through the potential for this. This should also, my hope really with kind of putting this on video form is to give you a sense of what I'm kind of thinking it could look like, and that way it can inform some of that conversation with Jerome. Because I think there's so many great things going on at the library, and I would love to continue building some of those connections for our students. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you're doing well. Once again, welcome to Mercer. It's a really great place. I think you're going to love it here, and I think that's about it. Thanks, Bonnie.